What's up, everyone? And today I'm doing a deck profile on my Hieratics. Now, Hieratics is a very interesting deck profile, and much kind of like a Monarchs, it kind of revolves around tribute summoning, but I wouldn't quite say it's as good as Monarchs. And of course, it unfortunately does have its tendency to brick just like Monarchs. But without further ado, let's just get right into it. First, I run 3 Hieratic Dragon of Tefnut. Now, if only your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, and when this card is attributed, special summon 1 dragon or monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard to make its attack and defense 0. And make its attack and defense 0. So that's kind of like what the Hieratics focus around, is when they're tribute summoned, you can special summon a normal monster. Next, I run 3 Hieratic Dragon of Iset. You can normal summon this card without tributing, but its original attack becomes 1000. And once per turn, you can target one face-up dragon normal monster on the field. The levels of all face-up monsters currently on the field become the level of that monster until the end phase. When this card's tribute summon, just like the Tefnut, you can special summon 1 normal monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard. I run 3 Hieratic Dragon of Su. You can special summon this card from your hand by tributing 1 Hieratic monster. Once per turn, you can tribute 1 normal monster except this card from your hand or your side of the field. To start 1 spell trap card your opponent controls, destroy that target. I also run the 2 Nubtut. You can special summon this card by tributing 1 Hieratic monster. And once per turn, you can tribute 1 Hieratic monster except this card from your hand or your side of the field. Target 1 monster your opponent controls, destroy that target. So instead of just like all the rest of them, when it is tribute summoned, or not tribute summoned, when it is tributed, you can special summon 1 normal monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard. And the most popular targets, I would say, are definitely the 2 Hieratic Seal of Sun Dragon Overlord. Overlord is a level 8, which you definitely want most of the time because your best Hieratic XYZ monsters are actually level 8. Most builds actually run one of them, but I opted to run 2. Also run the 1 Watt-tailed Dragon and the 1 Labradorite Dragon. So we got a level 8, a level 7, and a level 6. Also run the 1 Red Eyes Darkness Smell Dragon. You basically put this in almost any dragon deck, really. And to round out the main deck, I have 3 Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, and 2 Nibiru for my hand traps. Moving on to the spells, I run 3 Hieratic Seal of Supremacy. I don't know, I just really like the Ghost Rare versions of cards. Like, I really like the way the Time Thief looks. I just like the way the cards look in that set. So, Hieratic Seal of Supremacy, you can special summon 1 Hieratic monster from your hand. Originally, I had this at like 1 or 2, but after getting hands to where I'd have like multiple Hieratics in my hand, but just nothing, I can't do anything with them because most of them are higher level. And you can also use it to special summon 1 Hieratic, then tribute that one for another Hieratic, which will allow you to special summon a Hieratic normal monster from your deck, grave, or hand. Also run 3 Hieratic Seal of Convocation, actually. Convocation allows you to add 1 Hieratic monster from your deck to your hand. That's really it. It's really just a Hieratic monster searcher. Also run 3 Hieratic Seal of Creation. Creation allows you to target a dragon XYZ monster you control. Special summon from your hand 1 extra deck. Special summon from your extra deck 1 Hieratic XYZ monster with a different original name, using that target as material. Banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 Hieratic monster in your graveyard. Special summon it in defense position. I also run the 1 Monster Born to round out the spells. Moving on to the traps. I actually run 2 Hieratic Seal of Reflection. Hieratic Seal of Reflection, when a spell, trap card, or monster effect is activated, tribute 1 Hieratic monster to negate the activation if you do destroy it. So basically, just an all-around negation, but you have to tribute a Hieratic monster, which isn't really as much of a downside because when they are tribute summoned, you can special summon one of the normal monsters from your hand, deck, or grave. I also run the 1 Hieratic Seal of Schmidt. Tribute a Hieratic monster, target 1 card your opponent controls, banish that target. So the traps are overall pretty good. I would kind of like playing around with the ratios, and like so right now, like these are like the ratios I like the traps, but you know, they have to tribute a Hieratic, which isn't always the thing you're gonna want to do, even though the Hieratics want to be tributed. It's a bit of a slower deck. So I run other cards like 3 Infinite Impermanence. And Impermanence is overall probably the most powerful trap in the game. And I also run 2 Ice Dragon's Prison. Moving on to the extra deck, I run 3 Hieratic Dragon King of Autumn. Autumn, once per turn, you can detach 1 material from this card, special summon 1 dragon monster from your deck, and makes its attack and defense 0. That's definitely really good because then if you have some way to tribute it, you can tribute that Hieratic monster because it doesn't negate the effect. So You can still use it to get out one of your normal monsters in addition. Also run the 3 Hieratic Sun Dragon Overlord of Heliopolis. Easily the best Hieratic XYZ monster. Once per turn, detach some material from this card. Tribute any number of monsters from hand or field. Then you can destroy an equal number of cards on the field. So basically it's a board wipe, more or less. I also run 1 Hieratic Sky Dragon Overlord of Heliopolis. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a card on your field, your graveyard, and or banished. Quick effect, detach one material from this card. Negate the activation if you do destroy that card. Now, the one downside to Heliopolis is that it has to target in order to even be able to negate. I run the 1 Dingirsu and the 1 Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. Just a good rank 8 and a good rank 7. Probably the best rank 8 and rank 7 in the game. Also run the 1 Zeus. Comes up occasionally. If you can go into it, go into it. It's just a really good card. For the links, mostly pretty much generic stuff like an IP Masquerena, Phoenix, Unicorn. Just overall good link cards. Same for Apollosa and Access Code Talker. Let me know in the comments what you think of for X. Think it's pretty good deck. Think it needs some support, because I kind of honestly think it definitely does need some more support. Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.